Yo, what's up guys? It's Robin here, and today, this video, I'm going to be talking about my Set 7 comp list, just in time for the launch of Set 7. This comp list is very long, I feel like, because this set actually has a lot of comps that you can play. So I will try to go through like every single comp, but I'll like kind of like speed run through it. So this video won't be like infinite long. I'll make sure to include this imager down in the link below. And let's just get right into it. I'll name the comp. I'll go through it a little briefly in the builder, and then I'll go to the next comp. So first we have Nidalee Reroll. So Nidalee Reroll, pretty simple. Stage 2, you usually want to like open fort, which means you want to lose every single round stage 2 so you can maximize your econ while playing Astro units. So usually you want to play Nidalee, Skarner, and probably like Vladimir, something like this, holding on to the 3 Astro units. And then you lose every single round stage 2. And then after Krugs, you'll still be level 4. You want to hyper roll down until you get Nidalee 3. So what hyper roll means is you just roll down all the way to like 30, 20, or 10 gold until you hit Nidalee 3. So when you're rolling down, you'll have 3 Astros in. So I think it's every 5 shops, you will get a full a higher chance to get Astro units. So with that in mind, you probably it's like more likely to hit Nidalee 3 on your roll down. So basically, when you're rolling down, you want to hit Nidalee 3. You also probably hit Skarner 3 or Vladimir 3. Skarner 3 is probably a little bit more important than Vladimir 3. If you see an Alawi, you definitely want to pick up an Alawi. Let's just drop the Vladimir, because the Alawi gives you a bruiser, and this will be your core, level 3. So after level 4, you roll down, you hit Nidalee 3. Then what do? You basically just push levels and just play all the shapeshifters. You're going to play, look for the Gnar. Gnar goes in, Elise goes in, Swain goes in. And this is like a sample like level 6 board with Nidalee. And then you want to push for Nico, and then lastly at level 8, you want to push for Shyvana. But this board is actually a level 9 board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So usually you just drop the Skarner and you're playing 6. At level 8, you can play 6 Shapeshifter. BIS is going to be, you definitely want healing, so like BT. And you want attack speed, so Ginsu. And then the last item could be like Deathblade. Deathblade is really good. Any AD item. Nidalee is basically an attack speed AD item comp. And that's basically it for Nidalee reroll. Second, we have Nami reroll. Nami reroll is basically like a mage comp. So basically, you just play strongest board until level 6. And then at level 6, your board is going to look like this. It's going to be, you're going to want to play Nami. Your front line is most likely going to be Vladimir. You're going to want to round out the 3rd Astro with Alawi. You definitely want to play Silas because it combines with Alawi for Bruiser. And then usually you just round out with 5 mages. So it's going to be Heimer plus Rise. If you get an early, let's say you get a stage 2 Namzi, then at level 6, you actually don't play the Alawi, and you just play the Lulu. Look for Lulu or Tristana for Namzi. And then, yeah, you just drop the Alawi, and this will be a level 6 board. And at level 6, you usually want to slow roll until you get Nami 3, Vladimir 3, maybe like a lot of Alawi copies as well. Make sure to tech in 3 Astro when you're rolling, so you can get the every 5th Astro shop. But once you have Nami 3, you just push levels. This is a level 6. Your level 7 will be Alawi. And then your level 8 will most likely be a Sona to round out the Evoker with Lulu. And then your level 9 is going to be Bard. So this is going to be like your final board. Once you get Zoe, you can drop one of the mages for Zoe. So you can drop Vladimir. If you don't have Vladimir 3, you can drop Vladimir for Zoe and transfer items to Silas or Alawi. You can also drop Rise. If you have Vladimir 3, you can also just drop Rise for Vladimir. But Rise is like a very good like side carry. So I would probably just drop the Vladimir 3 because it's like whatever. And then items you want on Nami is going to be Shojin plus AP. So like Archangel plus whatever. And tank items you can put on Silas or Alawi. That's pretty much it for Nami reroll. Next we have Yone reroll. So Yone reroll, if you get a lot of copies of Yone, you can play this comp. If the Mirage is good, you can play this comp. Basically, the level 6 board, it's a very simple comp. You're just playing Mirage and Warriors, right? Like the level 6 board is probably going to be Yone, and then you want to play Shen, you want to play Olaf, you want to play Aatrox. That's the 4 Warriors, and then you want to round out the Mirage. So usually you can play a Nunu, and then because of Nunu, you can play a Lilia for skill score and Cav. So this is your level 6 board, and you're going to be slow rolling here for Yone 3 and maybe Olaf 3 or Lilia 3 if possible. And then after you get Yone 3, you can push levels and play for more Mirages or more Bruisers. You can go 8 for Daeja, you'll have 5 Mirage. And then if you hit Yasuo, it can round your comp. You can just drop Aatrox and you play Yasuo. And then now you have 6 Mirage, 4 Warriors, which is insane. What you can also do if you don't hit Yasuo or Daeja, you can probably play just like more bruisers. So you can play SY'FEN, you know. You can also play like 2 bruisers for 4 bruisers. So like you can play Ornn plus like Alawi or Silas and just play 4 bruiser, 4 warrior. Items you want on Yone is gonna be, you definitely want healing. So BT is pretty good. And then definitely like attack speed items are also good. So like Ginsu's, RFC is good. Basically you want attack speed items on Yone. Very, very similar to the set 6 Yone. But this Yone is actually very, very flexible because he alternates between AD and AP. So he can actually hold AP or AD items as well. So Yone is very, very flexible. Tank items is probably on Shen if you have Shen 3. Next up, I'll be talking about Swain carry. There's like 2 variants to the Swain carry. There's like the 6 Jade variant and the 6 Ragewing variant. The 6 Jade variant, you want to play Ashe, Set. Set gives Ragewing and Dragonmancer, so it's really good. And then you want to play around Shioyu. And then you just want to play all the OP Jade units. So it's going to be Nico plus Soraka. And then now you have 6 Jade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we need 1 Ragewing. The best Ragewing you can play is probably Hecarim. So this is the level 8 board. It's going to be 6 Jade, 3 Ragewing, 3 Dragonmancer. You put the Dragonmancer buff on Swain. And then the items you want on Swain, attack speed's really good. So Ginsu's, Omnivamp is pretty good too, like Gunblade. And then the last item should be like an AP item probably. So like Archangel's pretty good. Rabadon's is pretty good. Even like IE is good. Swain is basically an attack speed plus AP unit. So just itemize accordingly. Another variant you can play is 6 Ragewing. So you can drop the Shioyu and play Shyvana. Because you're playing Shyvana, you have 3 shapeshifters. So you can actually tech out the Soraka and play Gnar. And then now you have 4 shapeshifters, 6 Ragewing. So this is the other variant. So basically, you're going to go 8 and roll. If you hit a Shyvana, you probably play this variant. But if you had a Shioyu 2, the Shioyu 2 variant is probably a little better. Next up, we have Olaf Reroll. So Olaf Reroll is kind of similar to Yone Reroll, except you're going to be rolling at 7 or 8 instead of 6, because Olaf is a 3 cost. But you're basically just filling the board with Scalescorn and Warrior. So usually it's going to be Aatrox, Shen, and then Yone for 4 Warrior. You want to place 4 Scalescorn, so you want to play Braum, Lilia, Diana. This is probably like a generic level 7 board that you can start rolling for Olaf. Other variants of this board, you can drop 2 Warriors for 2 Bruisers. So you can drop the Yone and Aatrox, and you can play like Ornn plus like, you know, Silas or Alawi. You can also drop 2 of the Scalescorns and play 4 Warriors. Basically, you're just playing a mix of Scalescorn, Bruiser, and Warrior. And then you're gonna roll for Olaf 3 and maybe like Diana 3. Olaf 3 is the most important. If you get an early Olaf in like stage 2, you can like sack all of stage 2 and let Olaf get a lot of AD stacks so he can like start scaling. Items you want on Olaf, attack speed is really important, healing, and then probably QSS because he's melee. So probably QSS Ginsu BT. And then once you get Olaf 3, Diana 3, whatever, you can start pushing. At level 8 or level 9, you can play for the Yasuo 2 Wincon, taking out like another warrior. Next up, we have Elise Reroll. Basically for Elise Reroll, it's a very simple comp. You want to play around Elise and Vertical Whispers, right? So you want to play SY'FEN, and then you want to play the best shapeshifter with Elise, which is Nico. You probably want to play 2 more Whispers, so it's going to be Silas plus Pyke. I would say this is the core of the comp. 6 Whispers, 2 shapeshifters, and you can round out the comp with OP units, such as Sona, Lulu, Bard, whatever. You can also play like Ornn plus like Kiana for Tempest. Ornn is just a good unit. Kiana gives Sin with Pyke and stuff like that. But you're basically playing around 6 Whispers. At the time of this video, Whispers is getting nerfed. I don't know how playable this comp is, but you know, if Whispers is too weak, they're gonna buff it eventually. So, you know, I think Elise Reroll could still seem to play. But you basically want attack speed, healing, and then QSS is pretty good. Next up, we have Volibear Reroll. You're basically trying to make this Volibear like literally unkillable. So what I like to do is I like to play, you're going to play like 6 Dragonmancer, 3 Legend. So the 3 Legends going to be Ornn, Volibear, and ANIVIA. And then you want to play the 6 Dragonmancers. Because ANIVIA is Jade, you want to play Karma plus Ashe. It perfectly gives you 3 Jade. And then you want to play the best Dragonmancers in the game. So it's going to be Yasuo, definitely Lee Sin to pair with Ornn for Tempest. And then the last one's pretty flex, but Swain is pretty decent. And then basically this is the comp, and you want attack speed on Volibear, healing, and then probably QSS. As you can see, a lot of units BIS is literally like QSS attack speed and healing. That's how a lot of the champs are designed to set. And then you want Volibear to be eating the unit with the most items. So let's say you stack, but you don't really want to eat like Ornn. You can stack like probably like Lee Sin with a lot of items, and you just have Volibear eat Lee Sin, and he'll get all the stacks. And it basically is like an unkillable Volibear. At the time of making this video, Volibear is actually really, really weak, but he was just buffed recently, so I think this comp should be a little bit playable. Next up, we have Diana Reroll. So Diana Reroll is actually like, it's actually like very similar to Olaf Reroll, except you're probably just itemizing Diana over Olaf. You probably had more Diana, you probably got an early Diana instead of an early Olaf, and you want to play around Diana. But basically, you want to play around Scalescorn and Assassin, right? So the Scalescorn units is going to be Olaf, Braum, and Lilia. And then you want to play Sins, so you want to play Qiyana. Qiyana's probably the best Sin. And then here I would just play like a Shen, because Shen gives Bruiser and Warrior. And then this is probably like a sample level 6 board. Level 7, you can just play like 3 Sins. So you can play like, if you hit a Talon, you can play a Talon. You can also drop the Shen here and play a Kayn for 4 Sins. And then this is your level 7 board. You just roll level 7 for Diana 3, Qiyana 3, Kayn 3, Olaf 3, Braum 3, whatever. And then you push levels. At level 8, you can play a Bruiser like Ornn. You can also play like a Shen for Warrior plus Bruiser, but Warrior's probably pretty fake unless you have Olaf 3. Pyke can replace like Kayn, and then you just push, and then this combo is like really like consistent like top 4s, because it's like very strong tempo throughout the entire game. Items you want on Diana, IE obviously because she's a Sin. Titans is usually pretty good because she stacks it pretty fast, and you want like a healing item, so probably like Gunblade or BT is good. And then yeah. Next up, we have Trainer Guild. Whenever you get a an early Namzi, you can probably play this comp. So let's say you have a Heimer plus like a Tristana opener, you can probably play this comp. And then you want to look for, because Heimer's a mage, you want to play around Heimer. You definitely want to look for Lilia, because Lilia is mage frontline early game. And then you want to, if you're playing around Guild, you definitely want to look for the Sejuani. And then level 5, you want to play a mage, right? So hopefully you're looking for the Rise. So you get two Gildan plus 3 mage. Level 6, you can play, you want to look for the Lulu so Namzi can stack faster. And then from this point, you basically just play all the guild units. So level 7, you can play a Twitch for more attack speed. Level 8, you can play a Talon, and then level 9, you can play a Bard. And then to cap out this board, you want to drop Tristana for another unit. Usually to cap this board, I like to play Zoe over Lilia. Then you can drop Lilia. And then over here, you can probably play a Pyke, or you can play a Hecarim for more frontline. In this comp, you usually want to stack Rise. So you want to go for the Shojin on Rise, and then probably like AP, like Rabadons or Archangels. Maybe like Gunblade is good, Archangel's good, and then frontline items on like Sejuani or Hecarim. If you can get a Guild Crest from Augments, this comp is really strong. You can guild Hecarim and it's like really strong, or you can take out Hecarim and play Pyke. You can guild Pyke, which is strong. You can also take Pyke out and play Yasuo, which is also really strong. You also don't have to play around guild with this comp. You can definitely just play like vertical mages. So you can just drop Twitch, Talon, and then you can start playing like more mages, like Silas plus, you can take out the Sejuani, you can play Silas, you could play Nami, which gives you Mystic with Lulu. And then you can play like an Alawi for more frontline. So you can either play Guild or Mage. But basically, this is playing around like Mage Namzi, basically. Next up, we have 6 Jade Evokers. 6 Jade Evokers is usually what I play if I have a Jade opener. So let's say I open with a very common opener, Taric, Karma plus Ashe. And then level 4, you play a Dragomancer, probably like Set. And then now you have 3 Dragomancer, 3 Jade. If I ever have this opener, I'll probably just lean more towards like Evoker carry. What that is like you try to get like ANIVIA. You try to get like an ANIVIA in mid game, and you go for like Shojin, Archangels, like Gunblade, Archangels, or even Morello's good on ANIVIA. And then you try to push levels and play for Shio-Yu. Once you get Shio-Yu, you can drop the bad Jade units, and you can play like the good ones like Nico and then Soraka. And then because you're playing Evoker, you definitely want to play like Sona, which is super. You can drop Set. You're looking for like the Bard as well. And in this comp, usually I just play Lulu, because Lulu, even though it's 3 Evokers, Lulu gets the Evoker buff, and Lulu is just a good unit. Plus you get Mystic with Shio-Yu, so it's really good. If you get an Evoker spat, this comp becomes really good, right? Because you're basically 4 Evokers. But yeah, this is the comp I go for. ANIVIA items is really simple. Shojin plus AP. Yu can go tank. He can go whatever. Bramble, Declaw, tank, or you can go like Titans, whatever. Next up, we have Ragewing Xayah. So whenever I have like a Ragewing opener, I'll think about playing this comp. The endgame comp is going to revolve around Xayah. So you can play Xayah, and then with Xayah, you usually want to play a twin shot. With Xayah, usually I play Twitch just for the guild bonus. You want to play for 6 Ragewing, so the best Ragewing is going to be Shen, Hecarim, and you just play Shyvana. That's 6 Ragewing, and then you want to play the OP units, such as like Sona, or like Lulu, Bard, and then like... This is already level 8, right? You can just play Lulu, Bard, or you can drop Lulu and play Sona. You can drop Bard and play Lulu, whatever. What you can also do is not play these, and you can play like an Ornn instead, like a good unit, and you can drop Twitch for like Ezreal, and you get Tempest. But basically, you're just playing around like Xayah, Swift Shot, plus like whatever frontline. Let's say you don't hit Shyvana, you can easily play like any other dragon. Like you can play like SY'FEN, you can play you can play Yu, whatever. Items on Xayah is gonna be just generic AD items. So IE, DB, Last Whisper, Ginsu's, QSS, BT, whatever. All right, next up we have Trainer Corki. This is basically playing around Corki. Usually when you have like a trainer opener with AD items, I like to play this comp. If you're playing around Tristana early mid game, you can easily transition to Corki carry. Basically, you want to play Corki and then Sona for Revel, and then you want to play Jinx, which gives you Revel plus Cannoneer. It's just a good all-around unit. Tristana, and then because you're playing Tristana, you play the Lulu for Trainer, and then that gives you a Namzi. Frontline for this comp, usually you want to play Idis. Idis is like one of the best frontliners in the game, and it gives you a free Shimmer Skill item. The Shimmer Skill item, a lot of them, you can use it on Idis or Corki, whatever. And then this is 7 units. The last unit, you can either play Tahm Kench for more Revel. You can also drop the Tahm Kench, and if you hit a Bard, you can play Bard. You can also drop the Jinx for a better like frontliner unit, like Ornn or Nico or whatever. But basically, you're just playing around. Basically, this comp, you're literally just playing around Corki Sona, and then whatever frontline you can get, and like, support units. Corki items, generic AD items, DB, IE, Last Whisper, Ginsu's, BT. Corki is kind of does a little bit of AP damage, so you can do like Rabadons. Blue buff is good too. He's like an AD caster, so his items are a little bit more flexible, but BIS is definitely just like pure raw AD items. And then take items on Idis, and you're good to go. Next up, I want to talk about SY'FEN Bruisers. If you ever have like a Bruiser opener, you can look to play SY'FEN with AD items. You can look to play SY'FEN Bruisers, but basically you just play SY'FEN and you just play infinite Bruisers. So SY'FEN goes really well with Sylas because you get 4 Whisper, 2 Bruiser, and then you play Alawi, and then you play Ornn. Those are the 4 Bruiser, 4 Whispers. Items you want on Sylas, Bruiser items, Titans, BT, Runons. Oh, that is not Runons. Runons, IE, Deathblade, Hodge, whatever. And you can also go tank like Bramble, Declaw, whatever. From here, you can play more Bruisers like Shen plus Olaf for 6 Bruisers, or you can just drop 2 Bruisers and play like support units such as Bard, Sona, Lulu, stuff like that. And yeah, it's a pretty simple comp. Just playing around SY'FEN. You can also play like Vertical Whispers. Pike plus Thresh. But Whispers did just get nerfed, so I don't know how good this is. But yeah. Next up, we have 6 Mirage Daeja. This comp is basically playing around Daeja. So you're going to be playing Daeja, and then you want to play a Mirage unit. Usually it's going to be Nunu, and then you can play, if you hit Yasuo, you can play Yasuo plus Yone, and then that gives you 6 Mirage. And then you want to play a Cavalier with Nunu. Tankiest one, the best one's probably Hecarim. And then from here, you want to play like support units. Sona, Bard, Lulu, whatever. Daeja items is going to be attack speed plus AP. So Ginsu, Archangel, QSS. Very, very similar to Swain. And you can go from here. You also don't need to play Vertical Mirage. You can also just like drop like the Mirage units and play better units like, like Nico, Ornn, whatever. Basically, just try to stay a little bit flexible. Usually, you just want to play 4 Mirages because it's really, really easy. You can drop the Nunu for Yasuo when you hit him. That's it for the comp list. There are some comps I didn't talk about. These 3 comps are centering around 5-cost units. I don't really like to play around 5-cost units because they're very, very inconsistent, unreliable. And I also didn't talk about Horny Orny because I feel like this is a meme comp. I don't really need to talk about it. Basically, i.e. JJ Orn eating the triple chalice and then you just like pop off. But I don't know if this is an actual comp. But yeah, that is it for my Set 7 comps guide video. There are probably going to be way more comps coming out when people start playing live. So I'll try to update this comp list whenever possible. And yeah, good luck on your climb. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.